Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to 999, the first Nonary game. So I guess there is some small comfort you can take from this game in the fact that it has controller support. Like, it would be quite a hassle to play this game and have to just press like spacebar or enter to move the story forward, considering how I would say we're approaching 87% minimum of the game is just pressing A and either reading the text out loud or having it spoken out loud. And I would say the portions that are spoken are approaching 65% spoken text, and then another 35% that's not spoken text. Storyline wise, to catch up, we found out Snake probably was murdered, and we suspect that one of the remaining people is actually Zero. And we tried to have the conversation to convince people that that was the case, and we kind of failed that speech check. And I think now we are just moving forward to the point where we're going to have to pick a path. And I think, if I was to guess, we might be in a case where the left path and the right path are fine. They might be that you get somebody survives regardless of those two paths, and only the far right path is a failure path. If that's even the case, it may be that there is no failure path. But certainly the game is long, so unless we get special abilities to rewind to specific points and see the sections we missed, I don't think I'd really want to spend the extra effort to go and see the parts that we've missed. It doesn't seem like we really missed that much. And storyline wise, they're implying that we're 2/3 of the way done with the story, and we'll see if that's really the case. So then we need to move now.
Seven, Clover, Junpei, I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's important we trust one another, don't you?
Ace was making the argument that we should trust everyone and blame Zero. I tried to make the argument that Zero might be one of the people, and Seven tried to make an argument that we shouldn't trust anybody.
You're right, but
We must go. We have very little time left.
If we were to think about who probably has the capability of setting up all of these death traps and doing all of this, Lotus still is a good suspect. She clearly has some computer programming skill. She's clearly very, very intelligent. She's clearly of a personality type who I could believe would do something like this. So she's a suspect. We don't know anything about Seven. It would be an interesting twist if Clover was Zero, but how she would get the funds or be capable of doing this is beyond me. We don't know enough about Ace. We really don't know enough about June, but she does seem a little crazy, so I wouldn't put it past her being able to do all of this. And it might be the character we're playing as Junpei, because we don't know anything about him. So everybody's a suspect in my mind, even the character we're playing as.
our next destination is Mercury.
Yes, we're going to Mercury, through the Mercury door.
But maybe you and June should check it out first and then report back to us.
I feel like it should be groups of threes.
All right, let's go, June.
Interesting. So we're having another section where it's just Junpei and June. It's weird that they keep letting us pair up when Junpei and June should be some of the most suspicious couples to exist in the first place, because only June and Junpei have admitted to knowing each other, where everybody else has given no extra bit of information to say that they knew each other at all, with the exception of Clover and Snake claiming to be brother and sister, and Snake is now dead. It could be that everybody else is in on it except for Junpei and June. I guess that would be the possibility.
Right.
And that's why they keep pairing them up, is because they know that these two are the innocent victims and everybody else are just actors playing along.
Here it is.
the Mercury card reader.
So do we have two different cards or just two different places that use the same card reader?
We're using the card 7 gave us, right?
I guess we had two different cards.
I found it when we were checking out the shower room.
So I don't think they mentioned this up until this point.
I think 7 said something like that.
It's weird they have flashbacks for something that should have happened just a couple minutes ago.
Anyway, let's see what happens. I guess the elevator works now.
So does that mean that the elevators can now make it upward, or is it just another entrance or
Jumpy,
exit?
I know it's only the two of us, but let's do our best.
It's a Japanese phrase, let's do our best. It's said quite a lot, or at least it's translated to English quite a lot.
What's with you all of a sudden?
Well, I'm happy we were put together.
Again, she's got that blush animation.
You know it's just for searching E-Deck, right?
Even so, I'm glad I'm with you.
Yeah, we don't need another awkward romance path and conversation.
First, we need to find out if the elevator comes up full of water.
Just like we did before.
Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't have these two characters like going on their first date, and then you could establish that they had a pre-existing romantic history. So they were childhood friends. They went to high school to each other. They're going on their first date in college. Then they both get kidnapped. Like, does that really change too much? The only thing it changes is that Junpei then couldn't be ignorant so much about June
I knew it.
and what she may have been doing for the past 10 years.
Let's go.
Yes.
It might be that these elevators take you on the other side of the ship, and there might be just a one half of the ship is blocked off from another half of the ship.
All of the buttons are destroyed.
Yeah, only the seat and bottom button can be pushed.
Interesting. So you can go to C deck or to the
We're
very
on
bottom,
C-deck right now, so the only one we can choose is bottom.
which apparently is not E deck.
Yeah. Well, let's try it out.
They're throwing in a lot of floors here. And apparently the ship is even bigger than what's being
This
shown.
is the bottom deck. Hey, over there.
I'm still really hating these black background scenes. Seem
This
unnecessary.
is a numbered door.
Yep. No duh. I kind of feel like some of these numbered doors were probably not originally written in English numbers and more in Japanese numbers, which would have been slightly a problem for Western English readers to figure out.
This is the 8th one we found.
So I guess the question is coming down, have we seen any duplicates? I think we may have. And are we sure that there are only 9 numbered doors anyways?
There were 2 numbered doors on B deck near the central staircase.
And that's like 5 and what was the other one? 6?
They were doors 4 and 5.
5 and 4, okay.
3 more in the large hospital room.
3, 7, 8.
Doors 3, 7, and 8.
So we need door 6, door 9, door 1, and maybe a door 0.
And the door we found on E deck, and the door Lotus and Santa found on A deck. It was a 6 on the door on E deck, and a 1 on the door on A deck.
Okay.
That means
Do you think the next door we find?
If they find another door,
yeah, I think so. The next one's gonna be door 9.
Finally!
Yeah.
finally, I agree with that one.
You don't look very happy about it, though.
It's not that. I just hope nothing goes wrong.
You're right. We should keep our fingers crossed.
Let's head back.
Okay.
They're going backwards and forwards and splitting up
7 pieces.
when they already knew some of the numbered doors, so they probably should have made a choice and gone through some of the other numbered doors first.
Just double checking, but everyone wrote their code name and a door number they want, right?
So now they're going using paper that apparently Junpei had and other people had to democratically vote.
Yes, just like you told us earlier.
Yeah, they skipped over some explanation, and I am okay with that.
Can't believe we're voting here.
We need to make the whole thing fair, blah-de-blah. This is a complicated plan, you know. Hurry it up, Mr. I have a brilliant idea.
Yeah, quiet in the peanut gallery.
Just try and skip through this dialogue as
All right,
fast as
let's
possible.
open these up. The first one says, Ace requests door 1.
Yes, I do. Would you like me to explain why?
No, we don't have time for that. Sorry. Let's keep going. Next is Santa. He wants door 6.
Yeah, that's what I wrote.
Clover wants 1, Lotus wants 2, and 7 also wants 2.
Interesting.
Wait a minute. There is no way I'm going anywhere with the Elephant Man.
7's not that ugly.
No, there'd be no point to the voting if we let people change their choices because of stuff like that.
But,
Just give it up, Lotus. It's not like I want to hang out with some exhibitionist grandma.
Well, at least someone finally commented on her dress.
I am not an exhibitionist. I'm wearing clothes.
Okay.
Barely.
So, last I checked, that's not a crime.
Okay.
Maybe. But what about common decency? Nobody wants to have to look at a chick who looks like a half-naked raisin.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you!
Feels like maybe if they were going to have these many comments on her looking old, they should have drawn her to look a little bit older in the face. And this coming from 7 is just like a really silly statement because his entire face is like scarred up, and frankly he looks as old if not older than Lotus does. Apparently they've gotten a fight.
Not good.
Let go of me! I'm killing him!
Lotus seems to be very violent, but also kind of incapable of actually
Junpei,
hurting people.
read the rest.
Right. June wants door 6.
Yes. I don't really have a reason. I just felt like it.
So this was everyone's vote. Ace and Clover requested door 1.
So hopefully this will break this down. So there's, I think, a door on A, B, and C. Or, what's that? Or this, they're just showing the stairs on A, B, and C, but I don't think actually the doors are there. And you're getting kind of an image of the bottom deck, even though we didn't get a map of the bottom deck, and all of E deck, even though the map of E deck is burnt out. Video game wise, I'd want to be on E deck.
7 and Lotus requested door 2. Santa and June requested door 6.
It feels like
Then the door I should choose is...
there's some weirdness on how this is trying to be depicted. They should have thought this through a lot more.
Okay, the last one is mine.
I don't know if I'm gonna get a choice here. Is he just gonna pick a number and lie?
I want to go through...
So apparently he's picking a door and lying. Now would be a great point for the image to kind of give us some help here. June wants to go through door 6. Let's see. Lotus and 7 want to go through door 7. Door 2. And Ace wants to go through door 1. I think I'm inclined just to pick door 1 and go with Ace. Like, I don't want to deal with Lotus and 7 fighting each other. I don't want to deal with June. Although I have suspected June might be the killer, and I also have suspected Ace might be the killer. So, yeah, it doesn't feel like the choice really matters until you have some knowledge, until you've played the game once through. So, I'm just going to pick door 1.
My choice is door 1.
Hey, wait a minute there.
And now they're going to tell me my choice doesn't matter.
You cheating?
I think Santa just caught us cheating.
Cheating?
I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted.
How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier.
Let me see that.
Sure, here. I had 3 pieces of paper ready.
So, Junpei has not been this tricky, so it's kind of crazy for him to pull this trick.
And I put the one with door 6 on it into the pot. I just needed to make sure I drew last. After I saw everyone else's result, I just chose whatever door I wanted.
Okay, so how am I going to prove I wrote door 1?
If the number I'd already put in matched, then I didn't have to switch the paper out. Well, what does it say?
You got lucky.
Very well. We've decided who will go through door 1.
Who is it? It's Ace and Junpei, which would be 6, which means then we need, let's see, a 5, which we can't have, which then means we need 2 more that would add up to 10, which would be June and Clover. So I just picked Ace, June, Clover, and Junpei all going through door 1.
It will be Clover, Junpei, and myself.
That won't work, I don't think. 4 plus 5 plus 1 is 9.
Our only problem is the 2 remaining teams.
June and I want door 6.
Lotus and I want door 2.
So now they're going to have to fight it out. And we're going to have one person leave the remaining team that could make this balance. And I don't know if this is going to work.
That's not good.
See, this whole system just kind of falls apart. Would have been much better if they had told you the combinations and just had you pick from what probably is just 9 possible combinations.
We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. Aw.
At this point, they should also have the 9 bracelet and the 7 bracelet. No, not the 7 bracelet, the 2 bracelet from Snake. So that probably, if that were to work, should be the solution to their problems.
Fine. 7, we'll go through door 6.
Sure thing. I didn't really want to go through door 2 anyway. Besides, if we've got a younger girl with us, it'll lower the average age. Right, June?
Well, I am...
Pig. You just wait and see.
Yeah, Lotus is not happy with how she's being treated. And she's not really being fairly treated that way either, because like nobody else is making fun of Ace for being old. Nobody's making fun of Clover for being young. Lotus is getting a lot more story and coverage. So it really feels like this game is all about Lotus more than anybody else. So if there's a second gameplay thread and she's not the main focus because she's either not involved in a second timeline or the decisions you make at the very beginning de-emphasize her story, I'd appreciate that. Otherwise, this story is just all about Lotus and nobody else.
This is why men are such a pain in the ass. They're about as subtle as a brick.
Yeah, well, it's hard to talk subtly when you're dressing so scantily clad. But yeah, I'm also rah feminism, that women can dress however they want, and they should, to a certain level, not expect to be insulted or ogled by that level of dress. It's not reality, but they should be treated that way.
And they're at it again.
I'll see you later, June.
Jumpy.
And hopefully we'll just get a short conversation here with June.
Don't make that face. It'll be like what Seven said.
We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again.
Yep. 7 still has to be right there, because otherwise nobody survives.
Otherwise we won't be able to open door 9. And that's how the Nonary game works.
It'll be fine. I'll see you soon.
All right. See you later.
Yeah, this is a reasonable amount of dialogue for that.
Here's A deck.
Just to remind you
left, right?
that Junpei and June seem to have some sort of relationship that is growing and increasing in warmth.
That should be it, yes.
Then here we go.
This will be finally an opportunity to
Just as Santa and Lotus said.
get more information about Ace, but it's not going to be, we're probably not going to get too much more about Clover.
A numbered door.
There's the red. I'll go first.
It seems like we might be able to kind of rush here and get close to an ending. But I imagine we'll have an episode where we get to the ending and then we'll just see what we can change and what we can do from like the main menu and what the replay options are.
Now. Are you ready? Shall I pull it?
Yeah, anytime.
I guess nothing would happen if 3 people scanned and just never pulled the handle.
Very well then. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
So
It's open. Move it.
last time we did this, it was a rush into the hallway to find the Deadman switch, and that was kind of just shown to you and told to you, and then we went into a completely different room to do an escape the room puzzle.
Where is it?
Are we really gonna have to find it this time?
There it is. Over there.
Nope. So it seems really silly to have this whole system set up and for that to not really be the gameplay mechanic. It feels like an original idea of this game would be you would enter rooms and then you would have to find the Deadman switch in the room, and you'd have a timer, and if you died you would then be brought back to a checkpoint and have to try again. Why that was never implemented in this game, I have no idea. That seems like that would have been a day one pitch idea. Otherwise you have this weird gameplay mechanic in your game that it actually isn't a gameplay mechanic.
It stopped.
And then we just get sound effects from people.
It did. Whew. I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to.
I guess we also learned that since Ace took the drugs and basically put himself to sleep, whatever he took either didn't stop his heart for any amount of time or didn't stop his heart long enough for the bracelet to come off. But we did just learn that he has the bracelet and it has the same number. Although if one of these people was 0, I wouldn't be surprised if their bracelet overrides the code regardless, since the scanners, the reds and the deads, don't actually put a number in their screen. They just put a little asterisk. Anybody could be putting any number in there and it might still be working.
We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
I agree.
Now then. There's another door. Let's try opening it.
So this room looks interesting.
So,
and they just jump out of it
wheelhouse?
to another area.
Ace, you investigate the wheelhouse next door.
It definitely feels like this could have been a much simpler game that at one point got more funding to have an actual story around it. Or this could have been the merger of somebody who wanted to make a visual novel and put an interesting story in it, and then they took some leftover failed escape to room game content and merged the two together. It'd be fairly easy to do. Every single character is clearly just cut and pasted on top of a background. So, yeah, you could pull that off pretty easily.
Very well.
Clover, you're in charge of this room. Say something.
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Clover, very passive, which is reasonable for a Japanese child and for a person who just saw her brother, will assume that to be true, blown up.
All right then, let's get started.
Oddly, Junpei didn't assign him any task. He didn't assign himself any task. Yep. It definitely does feel like it's slightly inspired by Professor Layton. So we're in the chart room, starting with the map. And let's just start clicking on things. Chair. Clover isn't talking much. Well, I guess that's understandable. I mean, she's been through a lot. Well, it's more surprising that she's still together enough to talk at all. Let's go ahead and take a stack of nautical charts. I think this is a nautical chart. There's a line on it here. The line is the route of the ship it's supposed to take. There's lots of dots all over the map. Those are probably ports for the boat to stop at. Looks like the lines connect the dots. There might be something more to that, but whatever. Let's come over here. Look at this and see if the world map connects with the ports on the nautical chart. Nautical charts I picked up earlier have a map like this one. Maybe one of them matches up the pins or something. Let's see. Well, what do you know? It looks like one matches the pins. Okay, so we've got 7 connections connected by straight lines, and each one has a word next to it. That's probably the speed. New material has been added to the file screen. Let's go and look at this. So we have southwest, west, southwest, northwest, east, north, straight, and next to each point is half, full, slow, full, half, dead, and then stop. Okay, so it feels like we're gonna actually pilot the ship, or pretend like we are at least. Here we've got a pocket watch.
Pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
Weird that Ace just popped up back in this room when he was supposed to be in the other room.
Hey man, what are you doing over in this room?
Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Is there a problem?
I would say, yeah, there is. Well, no problem, but I don't want to start a fight, but...
Well, not a problem, but...
Oh, I see. Of course.
Is the implication now that Ace thinks that Junpei was trying to hit on Clover?
I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck.
There's clearly some perverted thinking. There's no better way to put it in the writing of the story.
Ow. What the hell? My head.
What is his head? Did I just get injected with a drug?
Yes. There was something I wanted to check, if you don't mind.
Yeah? What's that?
Pardon me.
Hey, what the hell are you doing? Whoa, what are you putting your hand in my pocket for? Stop!
Just as I thought. You switched them, didn't you, when we voted?
Ace has caught us.
Well, I can't say that I care. I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted, despite your mischief.
Then, why did you...
Oh, simple curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it.
See, by this deception that Junpei has done, and the game player wasn't capable of choosing to do, it paints Junpei as being slightly dishonest, which then potentially means like all these people might be slightly dishonest, and they probably are. It stops you from being a paragon of good as a character, and a lot of people like to be the paragon of good in stories, and I don't see a reason why you wouldn't want to be a paragon of good. And certainly you've lost a bit of an advantage now because people chair. Clover isn't very talkative. She looks kind of out of it. Is she thinking about Snape? Wooden box, maybe a case for letters. Hey Clover, you ever write letters? Nothing. Like, why are you even trying to talk to her? Just look around. Something written on the blue book. Ship's log, huh? Ship's log, huh? New material added to the file screen. Let's... So, we now have a ship's log, which you would think the ship's log would tell you the name of the ship. Let's see. We found the log in the chart room. It follows as written as the last page. We leave soon for a new journey across the sea. We're leaving port. We head south and west. We turn southwest to steer around the continent and then proceed northwest. We made port and changed our heading to east for a time. We're now heading due north. Soon we'll dock in the United Kingdom, the homeland of this vessel. And A will turn it off. And they're saying that's a hint. I don't think that's really a hint. It's really weird that these are showing up as files. Junpei, are you trying to open that door? Forget it, it's pointless. I tried it earlier. It won't open. Thanks. Alright, well... Looks kind of like a wilted flower. Do I see anything else? Light. Well, I guess she doesn't really feel like talking. She's not really paying attention to anything else. Her mind must be somewhere else. So to the next room we go. Sorry, this isn't good. So many drawers but nothing inside of them. And there's another room on the other side of the window, which seems almost like a mirror of this room. Like, why you'd be steering a ship and looking at another room instead of looking outward towards the sea is questionable. What's this? got a lock. Square device embedded in the door. So we've got a door over here. Some kind of display. It looks like an electronic scoreboard. Imagine it was added recently. The helm, well, steering wheel might be the more appropriate term. The compass, it appears to be broken, however. You see the glass cover has been smashed to pieces. Okay. So let's go through this door, and that brings us back to where we were. So let's go through this door and get potentially trapped in here. Looks like this is the only exit. The door is locked. Well, the pocket watch probably fits in here. The shape, maybe. Does look like the pocket watch would fit here. Nothing. I imagine the pocket watch is intended to go in there, however, we may need to do something with the watch first. Okay. So we've got to use the pocket watch with a broken compass from the looks of it. Let's see. How do you get on the other side of the window? Let's look at the map. See if we see anything here that would make more sense. We're in a room and we're looking at the compass, and apparently outside is a copy of that room. Wait a minute, how did I get to that? Well, that's a weird turn. But I guess you go low to the left here. And an engine order telegraph. They used it in old ships to adjust the ship's speed, like gear shift in a car. That's a little different. The device doesn't directly connect to the engine. In short, it's a transmitter. Then a navigation offer uses it to set the speed of the ship, and it sends a signal to the engine. There's a handle on top of it to move back and forth to. Hold on. Huh? There's no handle. You're right. There isn't. Looks as though it was deliberately removed. All the windows have been boarded off. Or welded on. Wind boards with circular holes in them. I don't know what those would be for. Compass. Skipping dialogue. Apparently Ace wants to sound cool. Steering wheel, let's see if it whoosh. Steering wheel moves, so it would seem. I noticed something else as well. What's that? When you move this wheel, the compass also moves. What do you mean? The ship, it's moving. Haha. Tricked you, didn't I? The wheel and the compass must be connected to one another somehow. Do you think it's important? Well, let's try turning it again. So, what I'd want to do, like, it's gonna really suck if we have to basically spin to the point where we need to be and then program in all the code, because then I'd have to memorize all that. That'd be a little bit more memorization than I would like to have. We need a handle though. Yeah, if we don't have a handle, we can't solve anything else. And I don't know if the watch integrates into this in some other way. Is there something that we could find or use as a handle? I feel like we're doing kind of the same thing 2 or 3 times. Unless there's some secret panel. It feels like any of these would potentially work as a handle. Seems like you could probably break off a lot of things as a handle. So what is the one thing we're missing? I guess I guess we'll just look at the file and see what's happening. And I guess we can look here and see that we made it to the left path. So this was door 1. And really can't be too much more. Alright. Nautical table. So it's southwest, southwest, northwest, east, north, and straight. So south, is it a combination thing? Should we just go clockwise and counterclockwise each time? I guess we could try that. West. And boy, would it be helpful to have that in front of me. Was it southwest and northwest? I think it was. Oops. It is locking into this fairly easily. Of course, I've really messed up if that was the case. Yeah, it seems like it's fairly easy to miss this. And then north. And then straight. Nothing happened. Junpei, this is almost certainly one of Zero's puzzles. There must be a clue here, something that will help us with this. Have you found anything? Perhaps something with points of a compass on it? Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll just look here and search it. The handle is stopped at 5 minutes and 39 seconds and 10 o'clock, past 10 o'clock. Okay. Turning the knob does nothing. Yeah, it's probably broken. Looks like you can move the hands if you wanted to. So I have the pocket watch enabled though, so if the pocket watch was supposed to work with this. It's not happening. Why isn't anything happening? Junpei, you aren't hiding anything, are you? Have you found something with directions on it? Something with directions. Does he mean a compass points to it? If that is what he means, then maybe it would show the order in which I'm supposed to enter the stuff in. Yeah. South, west, southwest, northwest, east, north, straight. We'll try this again. And we have to just hit stop quick. Southwest. And then southwest. And then northwest. And then I'm just still gonna do this like a combination lock. East, north, and then straight apparently was right. What the? The handle came off. Ah, hee hee. Stooping so low, are you, Zero? So now we have a handle. Handle came off the steering wheel. A handle. Yeah. Okay. This does feel like more of a puzzle than the other puzzles have been. The other puzzles have been pretty stupidly easy. And this whole game does feel like it's oddly approaching a mature rating in its theme, but really more of a teen plus in the actual depiction of gore, and really more than a PG rating as far as the level of the puzzles. There are not many of them, and they're not complicated. Okay. So, seems like this time we just are gonna be able to put in the information. It's the door above the chart room. So, let's just check the full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Let's try it now. So, full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Huh. That's weird. I thought I put in the right speed. Did I mess up? No, I don't think so. Look. Look, something's happened on the back of the wall of the wheelhouse. Yeah, you're right. Let's check it out. Yeah, they're really not very puzzly, though, at all. It does feel very weird. And here we have a very, very blurry image. It says like Cork, El Paso, Rostock, Loam. Is that a mistranslation for Rome? Santos, Fos, Cork, El Paso. There seems to be an encoded message here, and then some kind of time on top of this. If we look at the ship's log, it doesn't mention any locations, and maybe here it doesn't mention any locations, so we'd have to look at the map, I think. Something on the wall. It looks kind of like an arrival board. There's a whole bunch of words on the left side of the display. What the heck is this? The names of ports across the world. There are also names of ports that probably wouldn't have been used or existed back in the day of the Titanic. So clearly this is new technology. Showing the ship's route. You know, just like the ones you might see in an airport. Departing X, carrier X, flight XX, and XXX. Like that. Oh, I get it. It does look like the names are all ports on ship route. Weird that it's so blurry though. Only one has time on it. The time is on the last line, 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. Perhaps the arrival time. So, so we're supposed to then switch the pocket watch to 10 seconds past 3 o'clock, I guess. Well, that's weird because I don't think I can use the pocket watch with this. Oh, perhaps. Whoa, what's he doing? Excuse me, Junpei. Ace just took the pocket watch. Yeah. Oddly, you don't get to play the game half the time. What the heck are you doing? Just trust me. Trying to skip through a lot of this dialogue still? Yeah. I feel like if I was to cover a lot of other visual novel type games, I'd have to say a lot of that too. It's just a lot of jump forward, a lot of skipping the dialogue. Let's see. You move the hands 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. Oh, so you changed it to match the final arrival time. Ace nods slowly. You know what to do next, right? Give it a shot. Now, oddly, seems like Ace is not willing to risk himself, so he's going to have me put the watch in the lock just in case it explodes or something. We put it in there. It opens. Yes. It says open now. Good work. Seems you were successful. Well done, Junpei. It'd be interesting if a game like this somehow was super popular and then all 9 of the characters ended up getting their own spin-offs. I don't think that really occurs. I think instead you have a few of these characters that show up in maybe 1 or 2 of the sequels of the 3 games in the series. And certainly anybody that dies in this scenario or is boring in the first game really don't have much justification to have a prequel involving those characters. Although, you know, Snake, like, he's dead, so if there was a backstory there or a prequel game, that might be interesting. Or even number 9, if there's a backstory, that might be interesting. Although you'd almost have to have them have a very different event happen to them. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense if they just played the Nonary game once before and forgot about it. Unless Zero can gas people and make them forget about what they've done before. So they're just calling Clover over. And I guess the idea is she probably isn't gonna slit her wrists if left unattended. Although you probably shouldn't leave her unattended. Let's get out of this room. Oh. Well, let's go then. Clover. Yeah. There's a lot of tonality to some of these words that are not getting translated when it's just text. I would much prefer to hear them say Clover in Japanese with kind of a sad, trying to be consoling tone, instead of just hearing nothing. Feels like that was too straightforward of a puzzle, but I guess we're just kind of rushing towards the end.
It's far too narrow to be called one.
Crawl space, then.
This seems to be the only route.
Yeah, let's go. Wow. Well, these machines are weird.
Is this some kind of
I've never
radio
seen any of
room?
them before. Huh? Wait, This one is...
Ah, yes. A telegraph key. These were used to transmit Morse code a long time ago.
Morse or Morse?
This must be the communication office.
And that door?
Odd that Clover would even speak up, but okay. Give the
Captain's
voice
quarters.
actor
Huh.
some more work.
That's what it says.
Yeah, here's the problem now is that these lines of dialogue feel like they were not directed by the sound producer correctly, because he seems to be a little bit annoyed and upbeat when she should be sad for the rest of the game in the way she delivers her lines.
Then, do you think...
Zero's on the other side? Maybe. Did we just get the bad ending?
Well, we won't know if we don't open it.
Hey! Interesting. Way late in the game, but we actually see a dead body this time. And he is wearing a bracelet. He's got blood under his fingernails, which makes him look like he was trying to maybe claw his way out or fight. That might be blood on the carpet instead of the carpet being red. And here we get our round of sound effects again.
Not again. Damn.
Blood under his hand.
No, wait. We didn't check his pulse yet. Maybe he's still alive.
Junpei being very positive.
No pulse. Well, he's dead.
What number is on his bracelet is the question.
Damn. If only we knew how it happened.
So there is blood on the carpet, but the carpet is slightly red also.
These wounds. I wonder what killed him.
I guess it was important to show the body this time, to show off the bracelet.
It must have been this.
An axe wound.
These clothes. A captain. Does that mean this guy was Zero?
Well, it could mean that Zero killed this guy and then just is saying he's the captain because he is usurping the power.
Bracelet Zero.
So if he's dead, you could get Bracelet Zero off of him, which means more people potentially could escape.
Junpei.
Why would Zero be wearing the bracelet in the first place is a good question people should ask.
It may be wise to find a way out of here first.
And now if they have an axe, they could potentially chop off people's hands.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, since this is a slightly Saw-inspired Death Trap game, it might be worth it to say, hey, just chop off your hand and we'll grab it and run and hopefully sew it back on later. Worst case, you have a missing hand and not a blown up body. Because the watches are the detonators that get activated. Seek a way out. So we're in the captain's quarters. So we get a general idea of what it is, looks like. Let's look at where we are in the flow. Yeah, we are not too far, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually the final escape to room, and we will just get our first ending, and then maybe we can rewind and get a second ending fairly quickly, and then we can rewind, I guess, and maybe get the other endings. Although, at some point we probably should rewind a little bit further back and get these side paths. It would be kind of annoying just to get all the endings first and then decide it's not really worth it to go back and see the side paths. So we probably would want to be able to jump around a bit. maybe the game itself will decide what we can do and what we can't do. So here we have a camera, more technology. Looks like it's pointed at the door. The power's on. Why would you want to videotape a door? What do you mean? It's just sending whatever it sees to something. Does it see the door? So, it's a plaque on the door, but it doesn't say anything. We have a code that might be a hexadecimal. Control panel. I don't think it's just about numbers. There's a hole in the bottom of the right there. I think you need to put a key in first. Okay. So we got a bloody chair. Let's see. The thing you can't do apparently, though, is look downward and look at the body. Here we've got a music box. Let's search this. It's one of those old music boxes. How about we wind it up? Why does it sound like that? Is it broken? The pins of the cylinder are all weird. I don't think those are the pins. Looks like someone put something else on top of it. Gonna have to take it apart to figure out what's going on. So we're gonna need a way to take it apart. Apparently. It's a lamp, but it doesn't turn on. I don't think there's anything special about it. Really kind of crazy that to spend the extra effort to have Clover talk here when you could just have had Ace been the one doing the talking. A bed. There's nothing in it. Like, why not have Ace talking and just let Clover be quiet? Like, I don't want to forget that she's in the room for sure, but I don't see a real reason for this. Now, spoiler for the first Saw movie, Zero very well may have been forced to pretend like he was the person in charge when he really wasn't. Batteries running to monitors. I have a desk here, and we have several what looks like cameras. There's some kind of code. It has 4 rows of numbers and letters. They'll start with 0 and end with 8, F, N, or V, respectively. N and V, not hexadecimal at that point. It has something to do with number bases. New material added to the file screen. So let's look at the cameras. The screen showing what's happening on the central staircase of Deck B. The screen is showing what's going on in a small room somewhere I don't recognize. This room is a screen. The room in the screen looks really fancy. This is some random hallway on this one. A big hospital room. Central staircase on C deck. I don't recognize the room in this one. Okay, so you don't recognize a lot of those. A numerical system chart found in the captain's cord. 10 as in base 10 is written as A is hexadecimal, therefore 11 is B, 12 is C, 13 is D, 14 is E, and so on. The chart this chart showed the rules for each numerical system. So apparently there's a 16 base system that ends at F, which would make the next system 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 base system. I don't know why you'd have a 24 base numbering system, but I guess it might make sense in some cases. And that makes the last base system 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 35, 31, 32 base system. What's interesting is the first system is not a base 10 system because it stops at 8. It's a base 9 system. So it's 9, then 16, then 24, then 32, as far as I can tell. Let's push these buttons. Do you know how to work this thing? Why don't we just press one of these? Like this one. Well, I guess it does change the... What the heck is this? So we have a Z.
Huh. Z-E-R-O, huh?
Which... Oh, that would be hard to translate into numbers.
It's like he's making fun of us.
Unless it is a base like 36 system, and Z would be like 36, and then all the other letters we'd have to count, and then just add 10 to it.
What do you think?
We're back to talking, so obviously we found something. Also, there's a metal welded plate over what would I guess been a window.
Nothing.
Or a porthole.
What about him? Do you think that's really Zero?
Why is nobody thinking to take his bracelet off?
There's no way that's him.
To at least confirm that bracelets come off when people, their heartbeats reach 0. If that's not proven to be true, then you run into kind of the major spoiler for the first Saw movie, in the idea that someone was playing possum and pretending to be dead and actually wasn't.
Didn't I tell you already? Zero is one of us.
Yeah, right.
I know it's important to figure out who this guy is, but don't you think we should figure out how to get out of here first?
But...
Again, weird that they're giving Clover these lines of dialogues. It almost means to me that you could have ended up with maybe 7 or some other character in here with Clover, but you have to end up here with Clover. Probably because she is Zero.
Please, I don't want to waste any more time.
The idea that Zero brought all of these people together to learn something seems like it's probably failed miserably. It to be proven, so I'd have to kind of fall back on another thought that he just brought all these people here to torture them and punish them for something. But that's not getting revealed either.
Alright, sure thing.
So I think the why as to why this is happening is not going to get answered. What does this say? It's nothing on the monitor, just static. That doesn't look like static to me. Story isn't. That's the one on screen, you're right. So whatever the camera sees is sent to the screen in real time. I wonder if that means something. Well, what would we do to take this apart, because this probably has the key in it. So we need to figure out a way to take apart the music box so we could use it here. And then we would have to either put in the digital root or the actual solution. E on this screen, R on this screen, O on that screen. Like over here, we can't put in numbers, can we? So That was probably used to be a door. Let's go back this way, I guess, and investigate some more. Now we have some ink. Puzzle ink. It's filled with ink. So they jumped us through this area, so we couldn't search in the first place. Here's a set of small screwdrivers. Actually, very nice little box for a set of small screwdrivers. Go ahead and combine them. So now we have the cylinder. It's over here. Old telegraph machine. To be honest, I have no idea how it works. Old telegraph machine. Nothing suspicious here. Check the drawers. We have a note. It's blank. There's nothing written on it. Alright, well then let's combine that with that. Alright, let's combine that with that. I kind of have figured out what we're supposed to do, but I don't know. Looks like this drawer is the only thing that's locked. I don't see a keyhole though. It's an electric lock perhaps. Take a look at the left side of the drawer. Yeah, there's some cables over there. That must mean a pair of headphones on the desk, which you can't pick up. An early telecommunication device. Radio signals, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Let's just move forward. A chair. So, what we're trying to do and I guess the whole ship will just continue to sink in just an automated fashion, or are we perfectly safe somehow? That would be the funny, I guess, response, is if it turned out we were perfectly safe. Monkey with glasses. How did you arrive at that conclusion? Like, none of the lights will turn on. Nothing will work. Telegraph key. Tried sending an SOS earlier. I doubt it did anything. Zero would never make it that easy. So you think it's broken? No, it works. I'm just not sure if it actually transmits anything outside the ship. See, like, if we could combine this and this, or this and this, or combine this and this, so a specific order, I guess, is how you had to do this. We now have Morse Code, and I'm hoping it doesn't really make me tap in the Morse Code. And this is an odd combination of Morse Code symbols, unless you're supposed to read it from top to bottom, which might be the case. I've got the Morse Code I'm supposed to enter. If I do this right, something will happen. I hope. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so dot, 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 dash, dash. And using a controller, this is pretty easy, and it oriented right for us, so this is stupid easy. That's the last one, and yes, excellent work, Junpei. Good work. Seems you've figured it out. You've unlocked a drawer. Let's see what's in the drawer now. A red book.
Looks like there's something on the cover. ALLICE.
That's a weird way to misspell malice, I suppose. Or misspell Alice.
But isn't it supposed to say all ice? This doesn't have a space between the L and the I.
Why would it say all ice?
Are they saying that ALLICE is a single word?
What book is this? This must be a localization from a Japanese book. I've never heard of this.
What the hell is this?
Oh my god. I swear to goodness. If June's insane conspiracy theory about Egyptian curses sinking the Titanic turns out to be true, then we know a couple of things. This game is crazy, first of all, and June isn't crazy, which might make me as the player a little bit crazy. Or maybe June is the killer, and that's why she has this book in the first place. That would be more believable, is that she was just an obsessive, insane person.
They are hieroglyphs, a form of writing used in ancient Egypt.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to translate any of that, though.
Ancient Egypt?
That's right.
Can you read them?
Of course. I can't. What would make you think I could?
This would be a good point for them to make fun of his age.
What the hell?
Like,
whoa,
it would have been a lot more fair to call him old man at that point.
Huh? What's this?
The other thing that might be a quick trip here is if all of a sudden we find another bookmark that matches the one Santa gave us, and then Santa might be the killer, which is also believable.
Oh, a key card.
Uranus. That's the Uranus symbol.
Okay, we're going with that pronunciation.
Something's written on the bottom. Bottom deck library. This must be the key to the library then. Is the bottom deck a library? Anyway, whatever. It's gonna have to wait.
Odd, it seems like we're not ending the game where I thought we would have ended the game at this point. And I can't save the game apparently while other things are happening. What was the new thing? Information about Alice. File found in the communication that says ALLICE on the spine. All the pages are filled with hieroglyphs from ancient Egypt. It's misspelled in the menu. So they either misspelled it in the game or they misspelled it in the menu. Take your pick. And here we have what they're saying is a unique key, but what looks to me like an X-Acto blade. Key with a letter case. It isn't metal. My guess it would be ceramic. Junpei, have you found a keyhole that might fit? Sure. Do I think that there's anything else in this room? Maybe not. Control panel for the electric lock. Looks like it's got a keyhole on the right, bottom right. Maybe the key I got earlier. Sweet. Just put the key in, and now it's on. Junpei, look, there's a minus sign on the screen. There's 8 of them. That probably means we've got to put in 8 digits. Do you think you can figure it out? I think I can, but let's start over here and see if we can see the screen. Alright. So let's see if we can figure this out. 0 would be 26 plus 10. So the first number should be 36. A, B, C, D, E would be 5. So at that point. 14. Is it 35 then 14 maybe? Yeah, I think it is 35, 14. Then R would be A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B, C. I'm having to count on my fingers because I don't know the numbers of any of the letters. And may have to pull out a chart or a note. F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. So 18 plus 10 or 18 plus 9 would be 27, and then O would be E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O would be 15. So 24. Yeah, I'm gonna have to write this down. Because I'm not gonna be able to keep all these numbers. These are too big of numbers in my head. So 24 is the last one. 25. N, P, Q, R. 25, 26, 27 would be the one before that. It's better work. A, B, C, D, E would be 14. And Z is 26 plus 9, which would be 35. So then, hopefully, if I've got this right, it would be 35. This is the same input that we saw before. Very little programming here. 35, 14, 27, 24. If this doesn't work, then I'll try just hitting 0 for everything. Nope, that worked. So, yep. It was a little too complicated. It did require writing down something, but I don't really hate that. And if anything, I kind of hate all the other puzzles up until this point for being too simplistic. They really are not finding a good middle ground. And certainly this doesn't feel like one of the Jigsaw death traps where you have to potentially put a gallon of blood or a pound of flesh on a scale to open the door or confess some crime. I think for a Japanese style game, if each character had to confess a secret that would embarrass them, that would be very scary to a Japanese audience. So now she's jumping up. Good job. That animation may have only been used once or twice in the game. I think Santa being cold was only used once. Excellent. You seem to have unlocked it. Good work, Junpei. Alright, let's go. So we escape and we go through here. And I think we're done. And I guess the camera looking at the door was just a hint.
All right, let's go.
And not perhaps something that would have revealed something more, like the killer of the fake Zero, I assume, coming through that door and killing him.
That's the next door.
That kind of has a number 9 on it.
Wait, a piece of paper.
We had time to find a piece of paper.
This is
What is it?
map of the ship's interior for ADEC.
Okay, a weird point to care about finding a map, but okay. You just kind of randomly find it. They're totally skipping over the story.
What's wrong?
I found a map for this floor.
And what is it going to tell him?
I see.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Really?
I should keep this, though. Hey, where's Clover?
Yeah, it really feels like we're potentially hitting the end of the story in an abrupt way.
Damn it. What the hell is she up to? Clover!
Huh?
What the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing? What the hell is that?
What's in her pockets?
What?
You've got something in your pocket. What is it?
Which pocket? It seems like there's something in both pockets.
Oh, this? This is... I wonder...
What the hell?
Come on, we gotta hurry.
Huh? Clover, what's that on your back?
There's something on her back now.
Stick.
A stick.
Hey, Clover! What the hell's that thing on your back? Is she ignoring me? For crying out loud. The big stairs. Huh. So this is where it ends up. Just like it says on the map.
So let's look at the flow here. Do we get a choice here, or is our final ending just a determination of our choices up until this point? Because you had a split here, and you had a split here, and you had a split here. So if this third choice determines the path at this point, this choice might determine a split at the left and middle path, or even this choice might determine a split. I wouldn't be surprised if this choice actually doesn't change anything at all, or maybe it's a combination of this choice and this choice and this choice that determines your outcome. Or maybe it has nothing to do with the flow splits, and it has more to do with just the conversation choices you made, of which there's really only about 10 in the entire game. Well, regardless, we are now up to save file 9, and I think what we'll do is end it here, and yeah, we can look at, I guess, ADEC and see if we can get maybe some slight spoilers. We were already there, we were already there, and we are here, so it doesn't seem like there's too much more that's going to happen. And a lot of these other sections seem like they are things we just missed. And it would feel a little weird if we ended up jumping around. Might be that the Great Stairs lead to a path that lets you go up and down all of the areas a lot easier. That might be the case. We'll probably end the next recording with having beaten the game once, and then it'll just come down to how easy it is to rewind and play again. If there literally is just no way to rewind and play again, we'll try, I guess, with save files, but that will be fairly annoying. And it does kind of seem like Clover might be the bad girl after all, but it could be anybody, and it almost certainly has to be two people, doesn't it? Let's think. Yeah, because Clover and Zero and Snake would add up to 5. because no, Clover's 4. Snake would be 2, so that would be 6. It wouldn't have opened door 3. And if they had had the 9 watch and used that instead of a 0 watch, 4 and 2 would be 6 plus 9, which would be 15, which would still be 6. So that still doesn't open door 3. So there has to be somebody that worked with Clover, or Clover has a whole bunch of wristwatches with all different numbers, or her wristwatch just overrides everything anyways. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.